проигрываешь, выигрываешь, то есть как бы это спорт.
It's sport, like it's in a way like things can go wrong. That's okay. It's sport. It happens. Sometimes you can win, sometimes you can lose, sometimes you can get injured. That is okay. It's a part of the sport.
Все согласовано с женой.
His mindset has always been the same. When he goes to competitions, he's going to win. Whatever place he plays after the first, it doesn't matter. It can be second, it can be fourth or 13, like fourth in the semifinal, like you're saying. It doesn't really matter. He goes to a competition with the same mindset. I want to win.
Roman, Rosa, привет.
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 Thanks so much for taking a few minutes out of your time. It's day 2 officially of CrossFit Games 2023, but the elite individual competition begins tomorrow. We're a few minutes away in the next hour or so from the opening ceremonies, so appreciate you taking a few minutes to sit down with Jessie and I before we kick you off into the main event, because the next couple of days are going to be some of the most grueling fitness competition in the history of the world, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last year, you took second in the games. This is your 5th games appearance. You placed 4th in the semis coming in here this year. As you come into the venue this year and you look around, the whole crowd just grabbed you for about 20 pictures before you came up to sit down with us. What's your mindset?
Ну, в принципе, происходит такое, что как будто там я этого всего не заслужил, немножко даже не верится, что люди меня знают и что я такой популярен. Ну, здесь, что люди подходят, фотографируются. Небольшой шок, даже что это происходит уже на протяжении 2-го года. И там до Америки, до моего приезда в Америке, также люди меня много где узнают, фотографируются. Ну, до сих пор я к этому как бы не могу привыкнуть особо, что это как должное. Ну, такой небольшой шок, ну и восторг. Я счастлив, что люди подходят, что людям приятно со мной фотографироваться, что это мотивирует людей. Это очень как бы вдохновляет меня.
It's shocking to him that people actually know him and they recognize
There's a
him.
celebrity walking through here.
It's incredible. For him, he cannot still get used to the fact that people know him and he motivates so many people and they grab him and they like take photos with him. And he also feels like he didn't earn it, which is crazy. I have to translate everything he says. I disagree with this. So he feels like he didn't earn it, and like all these years, even last year when he came to United States, how welcoming the community of CrossFit has been, and they always take pictures with him and they tell him motivational stuff, like so they're very motivated by him. It's very shocking to him and he's still getting used to it. It's really cool. So thank you everyone. Really.
I would love to hear your story, how you got started in athletics.
Ну, в принципе, мне всегда нравилось заниматься какими-то разными видами спорта. Там я занимался на турниках, там во дворе у себя, любил плавать, ходил на плавание, там зимой мы катались на лыжах там в школе, что-то ходил на греблю. Постоянно мне, не мог зациклиться на одном виде спорта, постоянно хотелось все попробовать и везде соревновался. И потом, когда у меня рядом с работой открылся CrossFit-зал, я там немножко почитал об этом, и мне понравилось, что есть такой спорт, где и все виды спорта вовлечены в одно, и, в принципе, это вдохновило меня, и я пришел именно так в CrossFit.
He was very active child. He always liked to do different things. So he always did a little sport outside of his house. Like we have a little like almost like pull-up bars outside, like a play garden, like monkey bars and stuff. So we do a bunch of stuff there, and he liked swimming, he liked to go rowing. In the wintertime they'll go skiing. So he always tried all different things, but he never could pick like one that he really liked. And then next to his work, the CrossFit affiliate opened, so he read about it and he liked that the CrossFit is all of the accumulation of a whole bunch of different sports. So that like kind of hooked him on, and then he went to the gym and he liked it, and that's how he came to CrossFit.
So I heard a story that you actually were a dancer before you got into athletics.
Ну да, это единственное дело, которым я занимался четко и осмысленно на протяжении долгих лет, там почти 8 лет. занимался брейкдансом, да.
Yeah, he about 8 years, starting like at age of 10. He did he danced, and there was only one thing he just stayed consistent throughout his life. Yeah, so he
Even
was a
now?
break dancing.
Я могу сейчас, но мое тело уже забыло, много мышц это мешает.
Yes, he could, but muscle memory, like big muscles, probably gonna be like on the way right now. But he could if he had to, if there's an event.
Did you say break dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
No, breakdance. Didn't you guys see the video of him doing a breakdance on the floor?
Yes.
On the competition floor? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because so many athletes, right? They progress in their careers. Like Jessie was a collegiate pole vaulter, and she talked a lot about how that helped her as a ninja warrior, right? We see professional football players, running backs will talk a lot about how they were dancers or they practice dance because it helps them with their footwork. So I have to imagine that having some of that as a background helps you in things like the gymnastics events.
Ну да, думаю, потому что, конечно, помогло, потому что танец это такой вид как бы деятельности. Тебе надо смотреть на какое-то упражнение, на какое-то движение, запоминать его и пытаться повторить. И в принципе в кроссфите мне это помогло, потом более схватить технику любого упражнения, потому что я смотрю на упражнение и начинаю его повторять. Мне это легче дается именно ментально, физически, как бы. Конечно, танцы помогли, я считаю,
he
да.
truly believed that dancing did help him in CrossFit, because dancing is such a thing that when you're looking at thing, you have to memorize it and then you have to execute. So it's the same thing with the CrossFit. He had to watch a lot of stuff and try to mimic and like repeat. So yeah, dancing did really like help with most of the exercises, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely. The road to the U.S. has been a tough one. You went through a series of, I think it was 3 or 4 visa denials over the last couple of years, compounded certainly by COVID-19, and then the Russian invasion into Ukraine made it a lot more difficult. But Rosa, you saw Roman's story and what he was going through and being denied, even though qualifying for the games, being denied the opportunity to participate in the games. What did you see in his story and his family that drove you to get involved and help him and his family to come to the U.S.?
I was translating it to him and I was like, wait, it's a question to me. Never mind. You're right. Yes. Back in 2017, when CrossFit Games came to Madison, Wisconsin, we came to an event with my husband and we absolutely loved it. It's everything you ever want and more, and as fitness enthusiasts we loved it. In 2018 the guy from Russia obviously wins the regionals. It's like a big news to me. I'm from Uzbekistan, so for me it was like I was really proud, and then when he got his visa denied, it's a bummer. I don't know if you guys ever went through a visa process. It's kind of like sucks.
I worked, so I actually, I didn't tell you before we started, but I worked for a Russian oligarch.
Oh, no way.
In LA. And his
name?
visa was revoked and then subsequently denied multiple times.
Unfortunately, he's not an oligarch.
Not yet.
Quite opposite. No, пока еще нет. Everything is in the future. Yeah, so, and then we started doing a little bit of a CrossFit here and there. I have to drop the name Greg Hammond from Concept 2. That guy inspired my husband to inspire me to do CrossFit. So I did CrossFit. I was a national champion for Uzbekistan. And then I got a lot of visas. I did modeling. So for 10 years, I traveled around the world and I got visas. I know how the process is, and it always was a working visa. Athletes apply for tourist visa, and I know why they get denied. Sometimes consulate just feels like he doesn't want to give it. It's nothing personal. It's just a choice of a consulate not to give you a visa. And have you ever done Open? CrossFit Open?
No, I haven't. We haven't competed in the CrossFit.
No, now you. Well, try it.
Goals.
Try it, and then when you go through all grueling process of all of the competition kind of workouts, like you sort of like have an appreciation to like, wow, like these athletes are actually did such a great job and they qualified, and then something just like that can take it away in a second. So I heard the story over and over and over about Roman, so I decided to reach out and say, hey, like I feel so bad and I know how this process goes, like how to get the visa. And sort of for me, I was standing behind the scenes, I never met him and never met anybody, and I thought to myself, somebody will take care of it. And then I was like, why am I waiting? So I decided to reach out. I reached out, we talked and became friends, and I'm so grateful I actually did that, and I recommend to everybody. Be kind, help others. It really, really makes my soul happy. I don't even know. I think it's like Madison too. We're a very, very good community of fitness here. It's really awesome.
Everybody is, I live in New York, so I'll tell you that everybody is way nicer here in Madison, Wisconsin. This was a difficult decision for you though, Roman. Your visa finally gets through, and it is accepted, but you had to leave your wife, and she was 8 months pregnant with your unborn son. Talk about that decision.
Ну, я не один его принял, мы приняли совместно с моей женой, да. Потому что, ну, как бы она всегда меня поддерживала в этом. И мы поговорили, совместно приняли, что надо езжать сейчас. В принципе, так все это и случилось. Все согласовано с женой. Конечно, было сложно сесть в самолет именно в Иркутске, сесть в такси, сесть в самолет. Я много раз хотел выйти из такси, там, выйти из автобуса, пока ехал в самолет, там. Но в конце концов я улетел. Ну и такой достаточно серьезный шаг для нашей семьи. Но это уже все история, так что продолжаем жить счастливо. Сейчас мы все вместе, так что об этом уже не думаем особо.
Yes, so the decision wasn't just his, it was a mutual decision of a family. They gathered together, they talked about it. His wife is a very supportive woman. I wish she was here. She's amazing. So she and him sat down, they talked about it. They made a decision that he has to come to Madison and prepare for the games. So it wasn't just his decision. But yes, it was very tough to sit in the car, get in a taxi, drive to the airport, hop on the airplane and not turn around. It was the toughest decision, the toughest like movements he've ever done, right? Like to walk away. But decision was made, so he came here. It's very sad, but it was a really long time ago. It's a history now. They're all back here together with the wife and the son and the dogs, and everything is super cool, and they're excited. So happy ending.
How long do you have to be away?
For what?
To be here.
Away. So he came in March, and they joined him in end of July. So his son was born.
Полтора года уже здесь, да?
And so March last year, he arrived here. He has never left. He's been here since then.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's American. Just
And
like
so
us.
that's for multiple rounds of competition and for training. Is the training better here?
Думаешь, что это тренировки, тренироваться, подготавливаться здесь лучше в Америке? Она не понимает, почему ты здесь.
Да, я понял. Ну, в принципе, да, потому что я соревнуюсь сейчас в основном здесь. Это CrossFit Games, Водополуза, Rogue Invitational. Мне не надо никуда летать, если бы я жил в России там или где-то, как с Европы атлеты летают. Здесь просто между штатами путешествуешь, это намного легче, да. Конечно.
Yeah, like working out and preparing for competitions here is much better for him because right now he's focusing on the competition here in US, like Rogue Invitational, Vodapalooza, and CrossFit Games. Flying here from the Europe, you know, the jet lag and acclimating, that's a lot. So it is much, much better for him, yeah, to train here in America. Yeah.
Is there a coach and a team that you're working with here?
Ты работаешь с каким тренером и с командой?
Да, у меня команда Mayhem, CrossFit Mayhem. То есть у нас большая команда и в Теннесси, город Куквилл. Работаю с Рич Фронингом, с Факундой, Джейк. Большая очень команда, много атлетов. Очень большая поддержка. Мне очень нравится.
He's currently living in Cookville, and he's with CrossFit Mayhem, and it's an awesome gym, great team, and his coach is Facundo. He works with Rich Froning and Jake as well. Great team. He loves it. He enjoys it, and it's been a blast.
Can you talk a bit about your training mindset? Because to operate at an elite level in any sport, in anything that we do, even if it's not sports, even if it's business or whatever our path has in front of us, we talk about be all you can be, right? That's the Army has gone back to that motto, that slogan of becoming our best. How do we look at ourselves and think about, maybe I don't have to be the best in everything, but how do I become the best that I can be? That takes a mental and a physical and an emotional challenge that we have to overcome. How do you approach your training each day when you look at the physical, mental, and emotional components of being an athlete at this level?
Это, конечно, сложный вопрос задали такой.
It's very, very
Не, он
complicated
сложно
question.
его сформулировал.
You're like the way you like
На самом
said
деле
it
всё
is
просто.
so complicated, but it's very simple.
Yeah, good.
Ты просто встаешь утром, начинаешь...
wake up early in the morning.
И ты думаешь, что если ты сейчас не всташь, правильно поешь, сходишь на тренировку, полностью отдашься на тренировке, потом придешь, поешь, восстановишься перед второй, сходишь на вторую тренировку, полностью отдашься на второй тренировке, также придешь, поешь, ляжешь вовремя спать, то есть уделишь время восстановлению, то есть растяжка, сон, питание, и на тренировке ты не обманываешь себя и полностью выкладываешься, то ты прекрасно понимаешь, что ты не обманываешь себя в этот момент, ты делаешь все для победы, и в принципе на соревнованиях я чувствую себя уверенно, потому что я сделал все для того, чтобы выиграть и показать свою лучшую форму. В принципе, и поэтому я особо не переживаю, потому что я тяжело тренировался, и здесь просто мне надо показать то, что я сделал в зале. В принципе, все просто.
It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. You wake up in the morning, you go work, you put all 100% in, you come home, you eat, you put all your 100% in for eating and recovery. You go back to the gym, you put your 100% in, and you know in your mind, if you do that and you stay true to yourself and you don't lie and cheat, you just go all out, all in every single time with workouts, with recovery, with everything. During the competition, you're very, 100% sure in yourself. Like at this point of his, right now, he feels like he's prepared. He never cheated. He just did the best he could, and he stayed true to himself, and he worked really, really hard. So for him, he's ready. He's prepared. He's not nervous. This is why, because every single day he works really hard, and that's what his motto is. Don't cheat yourself. Work really hard. Put 100% in.
Ну и в принципе всегда может пойти что-то не так. Это спорт, и это как бы нормально. И мы
And of course, things
проигрываешь,
can go,
выигрываешь, то есть как бы это спорт.
It's sport, it's in a way like things can go wrong. That's okay. It's sport. It happens. Sometimes you can win, sometimes you can lose, sometimes you can get injured. That is okay. It's a part of the sport. Some athletes do really well, some people get injured, and that's a bummer, but it's a part of a process as well. Yeah. So, ups and downs.
How do you know when to take a rest day or when to back off so that you can avoid injury?
Как ты знаешь, когда брать отдых, чтобы не травмироваться?
Ну, в основном у меня отдых вообще даже по расписанию, в моем режиме отдых в воскресенье полностью отхожу от спорта, лежу, ем, то есть отдыхаю, в основном смотрю какие-то там фильмы. Ну, это вот сейчас на подготовке, либо провожу время с семьей, когда моя семья рядом. Ну, а если такой не в плановый отдых, да, я начинаю там, если какая-то травма, либо ты начинаешь заболевать, иммунитет падает, ты просто говоришь себе, нужно сделать немного один шаг назад, чтобы потом сделать 3 вперед. В принципе, твое тело само говорит тебе, что надо отдохнуть немного, с опытом и с возрастом начинаешь к этому прислушиваться. Раньше, конечно, так не было, но тело само дает тебе знать, когда тебе нужно отдохнуть, и ты прислушиваешься и делаешь отдых.
Well, the rest is in schedule as well. Like Sundays, like it's 100% do nothing kind of day. You just lay down, eat a lot, spend time with his family. Family's nearby, or just watching movies and stuff like that. No sport, no activities. But sometimes you have to listen to your body, like, and with more experience in a field, like in working out, you kind of like listening. You see, like you feel like you're about to get sick. Your immune system is down. You know what you have to do. You have to take a step back. Then in the future, take 3 steps forward. You have to rest. You have to take care of yourself. Older you get, you start feeling that a lot more. Like you intuitive with your body and with like the progress. Like you know what to do to get better. So when you're young, you kind of like I can do everything. You're invincible. And now older you get, you kind of like listening to your body. And now you know, because he's a professional athlete, he does it like best, I should say.
The next couple of days are going to be pretty grueling. We talked in the start about your mindset coming into this year's event after having a great second place finish last year. Now you got to close that last 1%. Jessie and I have talked a lot about you can go from 50th to 40th to 30th, to 10th, and that's going to be very difficult. But trying to go from 10th to 5th or 5th to 1st is often much, much harder. How do you now approach the next couple of days? What's your mindset and what are you focused on?
Вот как ты подготавливаешься ментально, да, к этому, у тебя был отличный год в прошлом году, ты закончил вторым. Очень они разговаривали между собой, то есть с 50-го на 40-е, на 30-е место очень сложно проходить, а как вот закрыть этот 1%, ты же вторым стал, как ты, это гораздо сложнее со второго на первое, как ты себя подготавливаешь, что ты говоришь сам себе, то есть как ты готовишься вот, чтобы стать лучше, чем второй.
Ну, в принципе, я всегда иду на соревнования занять первое место. То есть неважно, был я на этих соревнованиях или не был, какое место я до этого на этих соревнованиях занимал. Для меня не важно, я всегда рассчитываю только на победу. И, в принципе, я не считаю свои места там после первого места, какой бы я там второй или 4 там вот на отборе я стал, или я там 5-й, 13-й становился там. Для меня не важно, я всегда иду на победу и, в принципе, стараюсь не думать о том, что было в прошлом году, потому что я уже проделал после этого большую работу и вообще не задумываюсь о прошлом, потому что прошел целый год, все поменялось, подготовка поменялась, мое тело изменилось. Я стараюсь об этом не думать, чтобы лишнюю суету не создавать. Просто приехал выиграть и все.
His mindset has always been the same. When he goes to competitions, he's going to win. Whatever place he plays after the first, it doesn't matter. It can be second, it can be 4th or 13th, like 4th in the semifinal, like you're saying, it doesn't really matter. He goes to a competition with the same mindset. I want to win. He's done a lot of work since the last year. He tries not to think about last year either, because it's been a year. He's done so much work. His body has changed. The way he feels has changed. He's stronger, he's fitter he has ever been. So he just thinks about this competition as of today. He doesn't compare to himself from the past. So he doesn't like to think about last year either, because it gives a little bit more stress. Why? Unnecessary in the way.
Yeah.
So therefore he just looks ahead of himself. He's ready to work out and he's looking forward to it. He wants to win. And always will.
Да, потому что кроссфит это такой спорт, что если бы мы повторяли все воркауты с прошлого года, да, можно было думать, анализировать, прогонять, а сейчас все по-другому, другие комплексы, другая погода, другие люди, другие атлеты, и в принципе об этом лучше не думать.
Yeah, it's like a CrossFit too. The way CrossFit is built is like, it's not the same workouts.
Yeah.
They're doing absolutely something brand new. Different athletes, different weather, different people, just like it's everything always changes, so you never know. It's like that's what's cool about CrossFit, I guess. It's like if they did the same workouts from the last year and everything was the same, like most of the sports, right? Like basketball, football, whatever. Then we could like compare, but
Then it'd be boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
What are you most looking forward to? Because at the end of the day, we gotta have fun.
Yeah, что больше всего, ждешь? В конце все равно дня должно быть весело. Чего ты ожидаешь больше всего?
Не понимаю.
Ты смотри, допустим,
После игр чего
Ну,
будет?
вообще, из всего, всей недели, что ты такое?
Да,
больше
просто, жду показать, над чем я работал, да, это самое
I
главное.
think he's the most excited to show how hard he has worked and show himself in the best, like how.
Как бы больше
show
не
the
людям
people.
показать, а себе показать,
Yeah, he
что
wants to show himself how strong
сработала
he
ли
is,
моя подготовка.
and he wants to just check out if his plan worked, and his hard work paid off. Yeah,
I think it is.
wanna bet?
Well, look, we got to get you on to the opening ceremonies. I
Yes.
appreciate you coming and sitting down with us. Everybody comes here to build this community. This is truly a welcoming community. It's really about coming here and being the best that you can. We're here, we're on the Army truck, we're talking about be the best that you can be. You've been an inspiration to so many. So many look up to you, not only in this sport, but so many back in Russia and here in the U.S. as what true leadership in the sport looks like. And I wish you luck this week, and we'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Good?
Она не может.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Sorry.
No problem. Don't worry.
American Jedburghs went out to form the foundation of the United States Special Forces and the Special Activities Directorate of the Central Intelligence Agency. Thanks for listening to the Jedburgh podcast. I'm your creator and host, Fran Racioppi. Join us next week for a new episode on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out on YouTube for full episodes, highlights, and other behind-the-scenes content. If you like what you heard, give us a like and leave a review. Follow me, Fran Racioppi, Jessie Graff, Talent War Group, and our CrossFit Games sponsors, U.S. Army, Wodify, GoRuck, and Hero Coffee on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, or X. Send your comments and inquiries to fran@jedburghpodcast.com. As a former member of Special Forces, the Jedburgh podcast donates a percentage of all proceeds to the Green Beret Foundation, supporting America's Special Forces and their families. Thanks for joining us on this episode. How you prepare today determines success tomorrow.